Hey Booktube, this is Kelly. Thank you so much for watching my channel, Books I'm Not Reading. I am here with a Saturday Reads video. I thought about filming a video yesterday, but 3 days in a row of me seemed like a lot, so I let that go. Yeah, so I just want to tell you about what I've been reading, what I've finished, what I'm still reading, and maybe what I'll be reading in the next week. So first of all, the big book that I finished was Yaa Gyasi's Homegoing. I know this is like, in my mind anyway, this is a Booktube favorite. So I would love to hear from those of you who've read this in the comment section, what you think of it, what your experience of reading it was. It's really like a huge family tree, and each chapter is a different person. And sometimes there's a little bit of overlap, so we see someone from a previous story in that particular story, but sometimes there are big gaps, and so we don't know everything. But the thing that I really appreciated about this book, I don't think this is, I mean, it's about slavery, as well as like not only European, the whole like European slave industry and American industry taking people in these god-awful conditions across the waters to the Caribbean and America, but also what's happening in Africa, what's happening particularly in Ghana, where Yaa Gyasi is from, while these other events are taking place. What's going on there, and what is life like there? And I really, really appreciated that. I haven't seen that in a story or a novel before. So I really liked that is an important part of this book. I'd be very curious to hear, for those of you who've read her other novel, which I believe is called Transcendent Kingdom. So sorry if I got that wrong. But yeah, I'm wondering what that is like in comparison to Homegoing. Homegoing, I mean, again, it's not a book that you're like, oh, I loved it, like, because it is about some of the most horrific things that have ever happened in world history. But the thing I thought that was great is that even though each chapter is a different character, I felt like the overall narration of the book, maybe, I'm not sure if that's the right word, but the way it's told, like, I didn't really feel like the voice changed as much chapter per chapter. Now I realize, like, some people might think that could be a criticism of the book. If these people are supposed to be different characters, there should be more differences maybe between each chapter. For me, it just helped me to like flow through it. It was not a difficult or intimidating read by any means. And I also sometimes I think, especially like this can happen with short story collections, is that, you know, you finish the story and you're just kind of getting into the groove of things, and then it's like being in a car with somebody who doesn't know how to drive a stick, and you kind of like start and move forward, and you know, you get used to it, the next story, and it's the same kind of thing. So I really recommend this. I gave this book 4 stars on Goodreads. You can find my Goodreads and my Instagram information down below. But yeah, I really would like to hear from those of you who have read this, or are thinking about reading it, what you thought. And if you've read her other book, be super curious to hear how you felt it stacked up to Homegoing. So this was a big, it's 300 pages. It's not a huge book or anything like that, but it doesn't qualify for either of the two events that I'm participating in this month, which is Shortyseptember, books that are, I believe, 250 pages or less, and shaketember. So I've been trying to get my shaketember books to go along with the prompts for Shortyseptember. Haven't quite figured that out yet, how that's gonna work, but shaketember is a month-long celebration of Shakespeare. That's why I'm sitting kind of where I am in this little awkward spot, so you can see our Shakespeare books along this shelf, and they even fall down a little bit below, and then unfortunately the shelf above me that's out of sight is the plays. So, and I have some of them here. So first of all, I did finish reading all of September for Shakespeare for every day of the year, which is compiled by Allie, Esiri. I was really hoping that there would be some great days in September that I could tie and make into a little video for you guys, but I just didn't. I don't know. There's a couple possibilities, but I don't know. They weren't as strong as they have been for some other months, I guess I will say. I mean, reading the Shakespeare was great, but usually like there's more historical events or events that take place in Shakespeare's plays that are tied to a day or a season, and I struggled to find that in September's, but now at least I'm a little bit ahead, so that's good. Second thing is, so I did read All's Well That Ends Well, and I made a little review video about this book. I still am not sure. Jason and I are still talking about this play, but anyway, so I really wanted to read this play this year. I have no idea why, but I just did. And so thank you again so much to the wonderful person who sent this copy to us, so that Jason and I could try to read the play at the same time. Just a little challenging. Yeah, so I won't say any more about that. And I tried looking on the Shortyseptember prompts for what All's Well That Ends Well would fit. And man, yeah, I'm not sure it does, but that's okay. There's plenty of time. There's plenty of time to find some other things that will fit. And now what am I reading? Oh my goodness, you guys. I am reading King Lear. One of Shakespeare's tragedies. And I don't know why I'm having a hard time. I don't know if it's this particular edition. Like, sometimes I get really hung up on the notes. And as Jason was complaining about this edition, is that sometimes the notes, they're just like, we don't know. We don't know what this means, or we don't know why Shakespeare had this in there. Like, and this one has, there's different editions of Shakespeare. You might hear people talk about folio editions or quarto editions, and this one tries to incorporate things that are in both of those, and so I don't know if that's jarring me off, but man, it has really been a very challenging read. Although last night I was like, let's watch a film adaptation. It was actually the Royal Shakespeare Company's stage production, basically just on film. It was starring Ian McKellen as King Lear, Romola Garai as Cordelia. So I think that will help me, and for some reason, even though I don't like spoilers and anything else, I don't mind spoilers with Shakespeare, although I still don't want to share spoilers with on my channel, because some people that may be really important to. But anyway, so we watched the film last night, and I already feel like it's going a little bit smoother. I'm in Act 3 right now, so I'm about halfway there. We'll see if I can. I really would like to have this done before the weekend is over. I think that should really be possible. I really do. I actually think I should be able to finish it today, but I do have all of these other tasks. I don't know if you can hear my laundry going. But I do have some other things. Now, I looked at this, and I do think this qualifies for Shorty September. So this is going to be my half and half shorts, read the book, then watch the movie. So yeah, granted, I didn't necessarily do it in that order, but so this is going to be, King Lear is going to be my half and half shorts for Shorty September. And again, it's not a play that the hosts of Shaketember are reading. I just really felt like I needed to get to it. I needed to finally read it. So and I'm glad that I am, but nevertheless, like it can be a struggle. It's totally worth it. It's so worth it. I'll keep you posted, of course. So what might I read next? I have some Shorty September books here. I believe I mentioned before, I'd like to read the Old Possum's Book of Practical Cats by T.S. Eliot, which of course was turned into a musical, and which is wild. I find that really wild that somebody could turn a musical, or somebody could turn poetry into a musical, but I'm much more familiar with the musical than I am these poems, so I think that would be fun. And to complement that, I have another Shorty September book. This is A Three Dog Life by Abigail Thomas. I'm thinking though this might be sad. But it's very short, so I really should be able to read this month, and it's also one of my high priority books for the year. And then finally, I do have another Shakespeare play that I'm contemplating, and that's The Two Gentlemen of Verona. So again, this is not a book that the Shaketember hosts are reading. I don't know. I just felt like I should read this. Maybe it's time. We'll see though. Like King Lear, after I finished King Lear, I may be like, I'm good for a while. So we'll see what happens there. I would love to know what you're reading this weekend, what your plans are. It is rainy and cold here, so I actually have the heater on right now, which, yeah, we went from a day of the high being 94 to waking up to the temperature being like 40, 46, something like that. So I had the heater on yesterday as well, just for a little while, because of course the house can't get too hot. But yeah, so it's very rainy, very gloomy. It feels like really good King Lear reading weather, but again, I do have some other chores that I need to take care of, so we'll see what happens. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, like I said, I'd love to hear from you. If you have any thoughts about any of these books, please share them with me down in the comment section. If you don't feel comfortable leaving a comment, I get it. You can leave an emoji though, or you can give this video a thumbs up, and so that I know that you're here. Thank you so much for watching Booktube. Remember to be kind to yourself, be kind to others, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.